Okay, so I'm Preston Poulter.
Uh-huh.
Generation X. Why are you laughing? That's my generation.
What am I? Millennial?
You're millennial.
Oh, okay.
You're absolutely a millennial, yeah.
Okay, what's the cutoff for millennials? Is it like... That makes more sense, because I thought Generation X was like early 90s.
Right.
And then millennials will after 2000, but I guess it's before.
Right, the millennials basically are people who were coming of age during the millennium.
That's confusing. Alright, so I'm Rachael and I do YouTube stuff on the internet and...
AKA KP. Right?
AKA I love Kim Possible a lot for like the two of you who...
What?
I don't know, because I assume like at first they're going to be coming for me, so they're going to be like, oh, KP and this other old guy are in a video together, let's watch that. So I'm going to be like, who's this old guy? So, you know.
I got 1,800 email subscribers.
Ooh, a whole 1,800. Good for you, Preston.
It's more involved to put in your email address than it is to click subscribe.
Sometimes though, it's like you're caught in a personal situation and like you're at a con and you feel too rude. It's like you're not asking for money, you're just asking for an email address.
Okay.
So they could totally be giving you like a fake email just to be polite.
Okay.
So just something to keep in mind.
Whereas all of your 100,000 plus subscribers are completely real right there and anxiously awaiting each new release.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'm in the wrong business. See, I need to get out of comic books and go.
Okay, Preston. Why don't you talk about your background a little bit?
Oh well. Let's see. I've made.
Like, what the fuck is all this?
Okay, so this is my comic book about the two.
Oh, should we curse, by the way, or what do you want?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. So. The two deadliest female fighter pilots in world history, White Lily. And I love...
Are they named White Lily? Like, what is the White Lily?
White Lily was the aviator call sign of the #1 pilot, Lily Litviak.
So which one is which?
Well, Lily is the blonde hair, and Katya is the brunette. So.
And then these are for separate things.
Yeah, this is for the next one I'm doing, which is has elements of Harry Potter combined with Great Gatsby. Call it Guinevere and the Divinity Factory. And you were in the music video.
Yeah, let's
to
not talk
the
about
comic
that.
book. Oh, you were scarred. All right.
That was interesting.
All right. I do a lot of comic shows. I meet people. I sell them the comics I'm making if they like what I got. Or people have been buying prints lately, and I find it quite a compliment for someone to buy a print of artwork for characters they don't know.
Yeah.
But I like, because whenever you're there, as you've known from working a few with me, like you're just surrounded by people who just have the wall of prints of existing IPs like Batman and Deadpool and
so much Steven Universe prints.
Yeah, oh god, like whatever's hot,
So
you're just going to see prints of everywhere, and so I find it unique to be selling prints that aren't in pop culture.
Well, I think that's Great Gatsby, for those who don't know, is going to be in public domain in the next 2 years or so. So at least it's all the vibe. Like, this is World War II, this is 1920s. So if you don't know anything about it, so there's this cool aviator on my thing,
Yeah.
So I think that's how you kind of sell it. Versus if it was totally original characters in a fantasy setting, it wouldn't be as easy as a sell. So.
But you have been a big Spider-Man fan, from what I hear.
Oh, okay. So, so in the midst of organizing this podcast, to give backstory, and to do something, because Preston's daughter is a fan of mine, so when we're not shooting, I usually hang out with her, and he's like, I really wanted to play Spider-Man, but I don't have things like a PlayStation 4 or disposable income to play Spider-Man on. So he's like, I have a PlayStation 4, I have money, you want to get Spider-Man? I'm like, yeah, I want to get Spider-Man. So I got Spider-Man, and I've been playing it for the last 2 days-ish, week maybe?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Something like that, and Avery watches me and we make comments about it. And she's on the computer now, she's waiting off camera.
RPing. But
Don't expose me to the internet.
I mean, sooner or later, the internet's coming for you.
Exactly.
They don't need to know about my private life.
So yeah, I Spider-Man's my favorite superhero, and you know, it's really cool to swing around the city because I think that's a really smart idea. I just imagine Spider-Man trying to swing around in like not New York, and I am entertained by this idea.
Right.
Like, imagine if he was trying to swing around LA or like the middle of nowhere. He's just like, I can't. Where do I go?
So you played the last Spider-Man game?
I played a bunch of Spider-Man games. So I played all the Sam Raimi?
Raimi, yeah.
Raimi. All the Sam Raimi, like, old school Spider-Man games. So Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2, which were narrated by Norm Macdonald from SNL.
Oh, I met him.
Oh, cool. Is he nice?
Yeah, he was funny. We were actually playing poker.
Oh, okay.
And I beat him in a hand, and he gave me the Norm Macdonald. And points at me and goes, "This guy plays me like a fiddle." I'm like, shit, that was even better than winning a hand, you know?
Yeah, so, and Norm Macdonald was probably the best part of the game. Yeah. So, for those who are unaware, like, Spider-Man, the Spider-Man 2 PlayStation 2 game really set the stage for every Spider-Man game after that.
Right. Like,
Spider-Man 1 is, like, it's very story-based, like, you're going through events, like, there's a lot of, like, you have to, I'm trying to remember because I haven't played it in years, but you have to, like, break into the hideout where they killed Uncle Ben's killer.
Right.
You don't get, and if you get free reign of the city, like, you never get free reign of the city. And you also are not swinging from buildings, you're just kind of swinging from the air in between buildings. You can just be doing that forever. So it's not realistic, it's fun, but it's not realistic at all. But then Spider-Man 2 was like, we're going to have an open world New York, and we're going to actually need him to be swinging from actual buildings instead of from the air. And so a lot of even the new Spider-Man that just came out, like a lot of the open worldness, like even to the points of like how they track the locations you need to go, are all from Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
So in case anyone cares about that. So anyway, and then I played. No, I don't think there might have been a Spider-Man 3, but there was also another Spider-Man that was like, I don't remember if it was called anything, maybe like Marvel's Spider-Man or something like that, but took from the Spider-Man 2 aesthetic, but it was like more comic book-y.
Right, yeah.
Not icky. It's comic book-y.
Right.
So it was very similar in gameplay, and then we have this Spider-Man, and then I also played a PlayStation Spider-Man in my youth, that was narrated by Stan Lee.
Oh, neat.
And he was cool. And I don't remember what it was called.
So you played, like, all the Spider-Man games?
Not all of them, like a good chunk.
Okay.
Like, through happenstance. I'm not actively searching through these Spider-Man games.
So, what do you think of the new one?
It's pretty dope, yo. There's a lot of attention to detail. To the point of, like, when you're swinging around, you can see, like, in the windows of the apartments.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you noticed that.
I did, yeah.
I think it's a really smart idea to make you buy side quests. Not that I'm going to do like the extra ones in the PlayStation Store because it's getting people to come back to the game before they make a new one. Obviously, I haven't played this. I'm like 20% in the main story, but only because I collected like everything ever first. Right. So I got all the backpacks and I got all the landmarks already, and I just finished all the black cats before we went out to dinner, and then.
And you were... There was an interesting moment because Black Cat Felicia Hardy has these somewhat overt sexual flirty messages.
Oh right, yeah. So for those who are unfamiliar, there's a bunch of different side quests. So backpacks refer to like there's backpacks like hidden around the city from like old school, like from I guess Peter Parker is like post college Peter Parker, and he hid all these backpacks throughout the city. I don't know how he can afford so many backpacks.
I don't either. School. Yeah.
But
well, I think they're poking fun of the comic book because the comic book would have college-age Peter Parker wandering around campus And then there's a burglary. Like, oh, holy shit, this looks like a job for Spider-Man. And so he would go into a bathroom and change into Spider-Man, and he would just put his backpack with all of his earthly possessions, someplace that he would web.
Yeah.
And then what they're making fun of is, like, how many times would he have left a backpack behind because he got in a battle with the Rhino who knocked him into a city block or something.
Right, yeah, these are things I wouldn't know.
Right.
What about your Spider-Man experience before I continue to talk? Like, you read the comics?
I haven't played any of the games, so I have the complete opposite. I was reading comics growing up back in the old days when there was only one Spider-Man. Back in my day, we had to have only one Spider-Man. Yeah. And just today we watched that video for what was it called?
So the Into the Spider-Verse movie, which they didn't know existed till like today.
Right.
Him and his daughter. So I really like the animation style.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see it.
Well, you've got a movie with Peter Parker
and Miles Morales
and Spider-Gwen.
Spider-Gwen, no. Spider-Gwen,
yeah.
Like the Spider-Noir.
Right. Oh, wow, okay.
And then Spider-Ham.
Right.
And then there's like an anime one, I don't remember.
That's a lot of Spider-Man.
That's a lot of Spider.
That's like Spider overload.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like Spider-Man being every position on the Avengers. It's like, here come the Avengers. Every position is Spider-Man.
Oh, gosh.
Because, like, their powers aren't really particularly different between Miles Morales and Peter Parker.
I'm just waiting for the villain called the Exterminator.
Right.
He just gets rid of all the spiders.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, Spider-Noir dude is being played by Nicolas Cage, who also played Superman in the Teen Titans Go movie, which I was entertained by.
And I know that the Twitter sphere is really polarized in regards to what Marvel Comics has done regarding traditional Marvel characters, like Captain America. Steve Rogers, that's gone now. Now Captain America is African American. Thor has become Lady Thor. So Spider-Man has, in one version become Miles Morales, and so they've taken a lot of the comic book characters and given them kind of a different, and given more representation, kind of away from white men. And now if we have to collapse back down to one character, there might be a civil war over who that should be.
I mean, I think Peter Parker's still classic. I mean, the game didn't choose Miles. Like.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, having kind of put the Spider books down, in like the early '90s, back when I got serious about college, I mean, Peter Parker was the only Spider-Man I ever knew.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But it's Peter Parker in this game, which I liked.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know how it's gonna work because I know in the Miles Morales universe, Peter Parker died, right?
I don't know.
Well, that's what happens.
Okay.
Sorry, spoiler alert.
Oh, wow.
So
that is sad.
Sorry.
I did see that in the new Amazing Spider-Man, Peter Parker is a billionaire, and he's kind of Tony Starkish at this point. He's like an industry tycoon.
Yeah.
Who also slings around, which I find just a dramatic departure from the character I knew and loved, which was this awkward teenager. Which is, I mean, really, his age kind of defines him. This awkward teenager.
Yeah, I mean that's what the MCU seems to be banking on is like.
Right.
Awkward teenager Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you want to see.
Yeah.
So I was bummed that I couldn't see awkward teenager Peter Parker as Spider-Man, well, at least in the pages of Amazing Spider-Man. But it was nice to see him in the movies and in the computer games.
Yeah. Yeah, so I can't remember I don't think it's called anything special, it's just called Spider-Man, but it's to give context so people know what the fuck I'm talking about. So it was it's post Spider-Man, and apparently it's Doc Ock,
right,
and Carnage, and some other one. They worked together to. I don't remember really. I just remember it was narrated by Stan Lee.
Right.
It had a bunch of fucking costumes. It had Carnage and Doc Ock and Venom. Venom was anti-hero at that point. And Black Cat.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Green Goblin cameo, like one of the... And the Lizard. It had a lot of them. So that's how I learned a lot about the lore.
Okay.
There was... The sequel to that game was actually interesting because it was right around 9/11, so they had to edit... They had the final battle was on the two towers.
Yeah.
They had to recall the game
to
fix it.
Yeah.
That's some bad timing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the Spider-Man game is dope, and I feel bad because I was like, I'm never gonna play Spider-Man, so and everyone was talking about the ending of this game.
Right.
And I was like, what's the deal with the ending of this game?
Yeah.
And then I go and watch it, and it's like fucking heartbreaking.
Right.
And I won't spoil it for you, but it's fucking heartbreaking.
Okay.
But anyway,
Awesome.
now I'm playing the game, and I ruined it for myself. So.
All right. Well, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.